G'day guys, welcome back for another video. So I'm out bush, so I'm going to do a bit of camping tonight, basic camping. I'm going to be setting up a Hootchie, whatever the army use, like a tarp. I'm going to set that up between a couple of trees for a bit of shade. Got my swag, got a chair, camp oven and some basic food. So it's going to be an interesting one, potential storm tonight, so we're going to have to see how we go. Alright guys, stay tuned.
Yeah, I've always been a little crazy. Yeah, I've always been a little strange, but I'm just doing me and living life, baby. So no need to explain. I've always been a little crazy. It stopped me from going insane. And all the small talk, yo, it don't faze me. Making memories, it's time to turn the page.
Alright, so what I got here, this is the Hootchie. Someone's going to correct me on it, but anyway. So all it is, brand new. So what it is pretty well just a tarp, sort of shelter, keep the sun off you, all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to have a go at setting it up between, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a tree here and a tree just here. I'm going to string it up between there and figure out what I'm going to do, how I'm going to set it up. So bear with me, but yeah. Try and get some shade because it is stinking hot out here. Well, there you go. She's all set up. Your first time setting one up, so it's not the best. But the main thing is that keeps the sun off your head, keeps you cool. When you're out like this, you know, getting towards the middle of summer, you want shade, you want plenty of shade, so this is going to have to do. As you can see, there's plenty of trees around. Yeah, not a great deal of shade out here, so next best thing. So I think I'm just going to kick back here for a little bit, have a drink of water, cool down for a bit. Then when the sun starts to cool off a little bit, I'll start setting a few more things up. I'm not going to light a fire. Even though we've had plenty of rain, it still doesn't take long for a fire to get away in this heat. So anyway, and plus it's way too hot to be lighting fire. So anyway, I'm going to kick back for a bit. Brought a couple of books with me. Might sit down, read some of them, and then yeah, then I'll start getting into it. Alright, so while I'm sitting here, I got these two books that I brought with me. I bought them a fair while ago. I haven't really had a chance to sit down and read them. Me personally, I've never been much of a big reader, but I thought I may as well start educating myself on a few things out in the bush. Since I like spending time out here, I may as well teach myself a few things. So one's called Tracks, Scats and Other Traces. So that's it there. And then the other one is Wild Food Plants of Australia. So this one here pretty well just shows you all the different edible plants and stuff you can find throughout Australia. I've had a bit of a flick through it, haven't really got too much into it yet, but I might do a bit of reading of it now. So yeah, you just got all your different foods, and then they've got little diagrams there of Australia, shows you where you can find them in different places. So like, you know, you got pigweed. You can see there, it's found through most of like the middle of Australia and down the coast there a little bit. But yeah, definitely worth a read. Like I said, I haven't read much of it yet, but I'll do a bit of that now. And then, yeah, Tracks, Scats and Other Traces. So it tells you, you know, shows you different tracks of wallabies, kangaroos. Then you got all your different shits. And then at the back there, you've got like different bones and stuff like that. So I've read a fair bit of this one already. Well worth a read. So yeah, if you want to educate yourself on a few more things out in the bush, wherever you are, Definitely worth a read. So I'm going to kick back, read these for a little bit, let it cool down. Might have myself a bit of a snack. Got me some beef jerky there. So I'll get back with you once it cools down a bit. Alright, so it's just a little after 2 o'clock. As you can see here, it's starting to get a bit of shade. There's the camp over here, and there's that little part here. So the temperature has dropped a fair bit, not heaps, but it's a lot more bearable now. So what I might do, I might pull the camp down over there, sort of move all my stuff over here into the shade. That way I don't have to have the tarp all set up, and then, you know, the darker it gets, obviously I'm not going to need it. But what I might do, I might take it, set up on the back of the ute, because there are a few clouds building up. I don't know if we're going to get a storm or not. I'm hoping we don't, but just in case, I've got it set up on the ute, and if I have to, I can sleep in the back of the ute. Another thing I didn't account for is these bloody ants nests. Well, I'd accounted for them. There's another one just over there. As you can see there, they're pretty active at the moment. When I got here, there was nothing moving on them, so I gave them a bit of a tap. Ants came out, too hot, they said fuck it, went back inside. They must have ant con. Get it? Ant con, air con, haha. Terrible joke. Anyway, where I've got my camp set up, they sort of all started migrating over that way, so if they get too much worse, I'll have a check when it sort of gets towards bedtime. If they're still fairly active on the ground, I might set up in the back of the ute anyway, because I don't really want to sleep with a colony of ants in my swag. Anyway, I'm going to move me camp over here, probably pull that tarp down, set it up on the back of the ute at some point. Then maybe around 3 o'clock-ish I might light my fire, start collecting some firewood anyway. And yeah, really start getting settled in now it's cooling down a bit. Alright, so even though it has cooled down a little bit, it is still very warm. So, got to keep them electrolytes up, otherwise you'll yeah, pass out, die. It's pretty extreme, but you got to have electrolytes, otherwise yeah, you can't function real well if you're dehydrated. So what I brought with me, most handiest little cup, this thing, it's just I only got it off eBay, it's just a little wooden cup, little handle on it, bloody handy. So what I'm gonna have, what I brought with me, bit of no, it's not illegal substances, it's completely legal, it's just Powerade powder. Like, you can buy the bottles of Powerade obviously, but then you got to carry an extra bottle around with you. But this stuff's really good because you can make it a bit stronger than what's in the bottles anyway. I'll just put a bit of that in there. Put that back in my little bag. My dinner for tonight's in there. I've got some rice, some spam, some noodles. I've got a bit of a mixture of stuff there, so I'll come up with something. Alright, so just got my powder in there. Bit of water. Find a clean stick. Add a bit of a stir, like so. That is good stuff. That'll keep me going for a bit anyway. But yeah, no, it's good just to keep the electrolytes up, especially out here, because it is, on days like today, it is stinking hot. And it's not pleasant to be out in. Now, if anyone's wondering what the bag is, it's a, what is it, Jack Stillman. Pretty handy little bag. It's a rucksack, that all rolls down, but I got it filled with shit at the moment, so just got an old Leatherman on the side there, cup on there, and just got this sort of just like a day pack sort of thing if you're just going to go out bush for the day, or what I'm sort of doing. I've just got me food and that for tonight, but generally I've got just all the time I've just got a poncho, just a Jack Stillman poncho. Same thing, it's just beeswax. I've only had to use it once so far, but it's nice and warm, waterproof. Keeps you dry anyway if you need it. I just keep there's another little water bottle in there, a stainless steel one, so you can boil with it, which has got a little cup, and then the cup's got a lid on it. Just a bit of other stuff, a bit of flour, water in the water bottle. Flour is just if you want to make ash cakes. I'll do a video on ash cakes another day. I'll show you what they are, but they're just pretty well bred. You just cook them on the coals in the ashes sort of thing. Then just a knife, just the knife I got on me at the moment. It's just a, what is it, Joker, a Ruai, I don't know, 10 something. Not a bad knife. But yeah, just a bit of, just a ferro rod, just stuff like that, just basic fire starting stuff, bit of char cloth. No, it's a good little bag. Anyway, it's about 3 o'clock, so I might get this fire going shortly. Just nice little fire, and then start getting ready to do some dinner a bit later on. Might do a bit of an early dinner around 5-ish sort of thing. Alright, time to light my fire. So I'm going to attempt to do this with char cloth. So what char cloth is, this is my char cloth tin. So what it is, it's pretty well, what would you call it, like cooked cotton. So you can only do this with 100% cotton, so like your jeans or cotton cloth. And then what I got in here is, so it's pretty well charcoal. It's a bit different to like this, that's burnt charcoal, so that's no good, that won't take a spark. So this stuff here will take a spark. So I'll show you in a second. I'll do another video at some point on how to make it. There's other videos on YouTube, check it out, but I'm going to do this with, actually got the char cloth. So, bit of char cloth and then just some charcoal there. What I'm going to do, got some cow shit. Just going to cut a bit of a hole in it, just fluff it up a bit. So when I get my ember or my char cloth going, I can put it in there, create a bit of an ember, and put it into this pile of whatever it is I've got there, a bit of twig sort of stuff. In my little coin purse here, I've just got a little basic fire starting kit. Got a ferro rod and just some waterproof matches in there. So with your char cloth, give me a little bit of charcoal, you just get a spark onto it. And a bit hard to see, but you can see it's starting to smoulder up there. Try and drop that into me. Just like that. So there, got my fire going, get me sticks. And just like that, we have a fire. It's looking pretty good. Alright, so I've decided what I'm going to make for dinner, but I'm not going to tell you yet because I haven't fully decided what I'm going to put in it yet. But anyway, because I'm going to be cooking in the camp oven, I forgot to bring any type of wooden spoon or anything like that. And I don't really want to go using my knife because it's no good on the camp oven, and then it's no good on my knife either. So I'm just making a bit of a stirring stick up, just something rough so I can mix what I'm making. So it's going to be interesting. I haven't made anything like this before, so it is going to be a it's going to be a first for me and for you. So it's going to be good though. I think it's going to be a good mixture of stuff. So I'm going to start making dinner around 4ish. I know it's pretty early, but you will see why when I start. So what's that, about 15 minutes? But it's going to be impressive to say the least. So I'll get back with you when I start and be ready to be amazed. Alright, dinner. So I haven't tried anything like this before, so it's going to be interesting, but I think it'll be alright. So it's going to be a spam curry stew type deal. So I've got some of the Keen's curry, which I'm pretty keen to put in my food. So I've got spam, onion, I've got 2 potatoes, a bit of tomato and basil rice, salt, pepper, and some mixed herbs, a bit of oil, and some, I don't know, I think it's like an Italian sort of cup of soup. So I'll put some of that in there. So it's going to be interesting. So it's 4 o'clock now. I'm going to put it on because the potatoes take a little bit longer. I'm going to put it on now, fry it off a bit, put some water, flavouring and all that, and then the rice I'm going to put in right at the end because it's just that 2-minute rice. So I'll chuck that in there. Should be alright, I think. I'm either going to get food poisoning or I'm not. So see how we go. Alright, so I'm just going to start off by just cutting everything up over here first. Just saves a lot of messing around over there. So I'll just roughly chop these onions up. Oh, onion. Don't want it, you know, overly thin since it's going to be cooking for a bit longer. And just roughly chop it. Little makeshift chopping board I got here. Cut my potatoes up, chuck them in there. Like so. I need another cup, but anyway. Oh. Right. Who doesn't love spam? Oh. Juicy. Oh, look at that. Oh, I do love spam though. I do love spam. So I'm just going to cut this up in just a chunks. So pretty well like a stew. You know, like a normal stew you'd make out of, you know, normal meat. Now look, I'll admit, Spam is not for everyone, but me personally, I love it. It's really good. Now I'm not going to have to add any salt to this stew curry because Spam is just loaded with sodium. So I'm not going to need to add any salt, but I've just got a bit of pepper and stuff like I showed you before. So now that's done. How good is that? I love Spam. I haven't eaten anything since that beef jerky this morning, so I am pretty hungry. Right, going over to the camp oven. Right, so I've just got that camp oven there sitting on a bit of a bed of coals. Just going to put a bit of oil in there. Not as hot as I'd like it to be, but it's alright. So, just chuck all that in there. Sizzling away. Give all that a mix around. Chuck my Spam in there. So what I'm doing is pretty well just frying it all off before I go ahead and let it sit for probably an hour or so. Hour and a half. Let all those potatoes soften up. The seasoning, so a bit of curry powder. Sprinkle of that. Bit of salt, pepper. Sprinkle of pepper. Bit of mixed herbs. A good sprinkle of that. And some paprika. This is smoked paprika. Just a touch of that. Like so. Stick, give it a stir around. Make me Italian soup mix stuff. Sprinkle that in there. A bit of water. Stir that back in. So you can see there, that's not the most appealing looking thing at the moment, but give it an hour or two. Be as good as a 5-star restaurant, I reckon. Now with this, I'm just going to take it and sit it right next to the fire like that. It's only going to get real hot on that one side, so every now and then, every half an hour, 15 minutes, something like that, I'll rotate it around. Just keep rotating it till it's all cooked through. Once those potatoes go soft, that's when I know it'll be about time to take it off. Add the rice and just let it do its thing. I'll just set it out to the side, and that rice will soften up, and then it'll be good to go. Delicious. Alright, so I think it's about time to grab it out, show you what I've whipped up. So I'll take that out of the fire. Ooh, look at that. stick. Give it a stir. Look at that. Beautiful. Not too shabby. Time to dish myself up a bit of a feed. It's about 5:30, so I like to have a bit of an earlier dinner. Just because I don't like going to bed with a gut full of food. I forgot a, like I said before, I forgot a spoon, so this is going to have to do. Alright, so I don't think that's too bad looking, if I do say so myself. We'll give it a bit of a taste test. See how we go. I'm eating it on the back of the ute because there's just that many ants over there where I've been cooking. They're in my way, so how are we going to attack this? Grab a bit of potato, get that bit of spam, bit of rice. Beautiful. That is pretty good. Different, but like it sort of takes all that. If you've ever had spam, you know it's got a very distinctive sort of taste. That there sort of takes all that taste out of it. It's still there, but it's that is beautiful actually. I think I'll be making this again. It's actually really nice. Probably a little bit too much curry in there, but that's alright. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and polish this off. Then I think I'm just going to sit down for a little bit, enjoy the fire, might make a cup of tea. Just kick back and relax for a bit, then wait for bedtime. This probably got to be the best part of the day, I reckon. It's about 6:30, something like that, 6:45. It's nice and cool now. Hot cup of tea, nice fire going. Gut full of food. I'm probably about nearly ready for bed. I'm going to stretch it out to about 7:30, 8 o'clock, something like that. Try and get some sleep. I think I'm just going to set up in the back of the ute. Tonight there is still a shitload of ants getting around where I've had food and just between the two nests, I think they're just going back and forth, so I think the back of the ute's going to be the safest bet. But anyway, I'm going to have my cup of tea, sit back and enjoy the fire for a bit, head to bed, and then I'll see you in the morning. Alright, good morning. It's the next day, obviously. I laid down to go to bed at about 7:30. And for the life of me, I could not get to sleep. I think I ended up falling asleep after 9 o'clock or something like that. Just as soon as my head hit the pillow, mosquitoes in my ear. I had no problem with mosquitoes the whole time I was sitting near the fire, doing stuff, cooking dinner, all that sort of stuff. No problem with them, but as soon as my head hit that pillow, just one in the ear, then one turned into many. Shit of a sleep. And it was stinking hot too, like I was sweating all night. It was not a good sleep. It's going to be another hot day today. It is warming up already. I'm already sweating and I've only just lit a little fire and made myself a cup of tea. I also had a bull walk through the camp last night. Big bugger too. So sort of moved him on a bit. But yeah, other than that, wasn't too bad of a night. Had a fair bit of cloud coverage come over. I thought, oh, here we go, it's going to piss down rain. Luckily, I packed everything up before I went to bed, so I had nothing out except for my swag. All I would have had to do was quickly roll my swag up and jump in the ute and whatever. Apart from that, no, it wasn't too bad. It cooled down this morning though. I had to sort of get under the covers a bit more then. It cooled right down, which was good. Apart from that, it wasn't too bad of a night, I suppose. So yeah, like I said, I've got everything packed up now. I've just made myself a cup of tea. I'm just going to enjoy that. Make sure this fire's out properly. Jump in the ute and head home, I think. So yeah, it hasn't been a bad little night at all. Afternoon, day. Done a bit of setting up of a shelter. Tried that out. I got to practice with that a little bit more. If you've seen some of my other videos, like early on, just like the ones I recorded on my phone, I'd done like a little camping spot down the creek, down the back of our place. So I might set up down there for a night and practice putting up me Hootchie. Lit a fire, used some char cloth. I'll do a video on char cloth at some point. So yeah, it can be pretty easily achieved, lighting a fire with char cloth if you've got the right materials and have a bit of an idea about what you're doing. Cooked up spam curry essentially. It was really nice actually. I've got a little recipe book at home that I write all things down when I make them up. I might write it in there and save it for a later date so I don't forget how I made it. Yeah, and then heat, flies and restless sleep and bulls walking through camp. But apart from that, it was a really good little adventure this time. So yeah, if you liked the video, hit that like button. If you're not following, press that subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated. If you like more videos like this, yeah, just keeps you up to date. So anyway guys, stay wild, and I'll see you next time.